All right, how's it going, everyone? My name is Amos, and I wanted to talk to you about the book The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. So, was the internet actually right about this one? When I started getting into reading about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started searching for the best books ever. Dude, the internet kept raving and hyping up this book. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I wrote down some of the stuff that people were saying on Reddit, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. They were like, hey, this book feels like a warm hug, a comforting blanket, a wholesome healing experience. Basically, everyone online, it treats The House in the Cerulean Sea like it's the chosen one, the best book ever. But is it really that good? So let me just give you my review. Obviously, no spoilers, okay? So, what's it all about on a very high level? You follow Linus, a caseworker at the Department of Magical Youth. So, you can think of it as like a social worker for magical foster kids, kids that have magical abilities, if that makes sense. And so, if a kid's in a bad home, he handles it. He gets them resituated, relocated, and he's their case worker. And if a placement isn't safe, obviously he's the one that steps in and does all of the management. And obviously in this book, he gets assigned to a very unusual orphanage. And as they say, his entire life flips upside down, like walking into a Waffle House at 2 a.m. That's the best way that I can describe the book without giving any spoilers. So, what are my initial high level thoughts? Low key, it feels like a children's book at first because the premise, the plot, right? It centers around a group of magical kids in an orphanage. But then the book's themes, if you process it and it hits you, right? It's like number one, hating your job but staying because it's safe. Number two, hiding who you really are, like putting on that corporate face. I think a lot of us, we have our Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus thing going on, but in this regard, hiding your true self, if that makes sense. And then number three, judging people too quickly. And then number four, it also covers the themes of like belonging, family, community, being a part of a close knit group of people, like you're a tribe, I guess. So I would argue those are some pretty adult themes wrapped in a soft fairy tale package. So on surface level, I guess kind of looks like a children's book, but I guess once you get to the core of it, it also feels like an adult book. So it's probably intended for younger readers or for adults who wish they had books like this when they were a kid. I mean, that's my takeaway. I could be wrong. Um, so, how do you know if you're going to like it or not? So, I think the best way that I can put it is this: if you love the movie The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller as the actor, or the plot of Harry Potter, minus the dark trauma, I think this book is going to be right up your alley. I can absolutely see why the Harry Potter fans would love this book. It's light, it's wholesome, it's simple, very, very easy to read, not difficult whatsoever. I don't even think there's a single big word in the book. There's no complex plot twists. There's no like, wait, what's happening? Like, if you have ADHD like I do, you don't have to read the same page again and again to process what just happened. It's pretty straightforward. So I think if you're coming off of a very heavy book where you were like, dude, that was too much, or if you're just trying to get back into reading, I think this is a very solid, gentle book to just get right back into it because it's really, for a lack of better words, it's really soft. Okay? So, having said that, who might not like this book? Now, I have to be honest with you, okay? You might not enjoy The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune if you don't like books where the author tells you exactly what you're supposed to feel about every single character. There's no ambiguity. You won't be forming your own conclusions or opinions. They're going to be pre-packaged for you. And because of that, the book itself, because for me, like, I put a lot of emphasis on character development, right? And exploring and not having everything put down your throat about how you should feel. And I just, because everything feels so predictable, I think at times it also comes off as preachy. I'm so sorry. That's like, for a lack of better terms, that's how it feels. The message of acceptance, it shows up over and over and over and over. So it's almost as if TJ Klune, he's trying to give readers the kind of comforting, inclusive stories they might have wanted as a child. Because I think back then, I grew up in the 90s and whatnot, we didn't really have books about diversity and inclusion and making everyone feel accepted, right? I think we did, but not to the degree of what this book is trying to convey. The identity basis on who you are attracted to, if you're getting my drift. Okay? You also might not like this book if you want something that's more exciting. If you want something that's filled with action. It's not a page turner. It's really slow paced. It's easy to read, but it's slow paced regardless. And when you put the book down, I'll be honest with you, there's going to be no sense of urgency to pick it back up to figure out what's going to happen next. It's kind of like, okay, well, whatever. Now, having said that, I think this book took me like 2.5, 3 months to finish it. I hammered away like 30 minutes a day ish, sometimes like 5 minutes, but sometimes 30 minutes. And now, having said that, if you have already made up your mind that you want to read this book, do pick the audiobook. Okay, do not do the paper book. Do not do the Kindle. Do not do the physical copy. Have it be read to you. The audiobook is read by a voice actor named Daniel Henning. And I think that genuinely saved the book for me. He brings so much color, light, and personality to the characters. Now, some people, they might find him being a little too extra. But full transparency, I really liked it. Because I think if he didn't incorporate his extra seasoning, I think the book would have been a little too boring. I know, what I just said right there, I'm going to get canceled, but it's just how I feel, right? So my final verdict. If I could read it again for the first time, would I? No, I would not. I think it's fine. I think it's okay. It was an okay experience, a very quick, it's not that long of a book, right? It's not something that's going to take years to finish like Stephen King's It. I'm staring at it right now on my bookshelf. Dude, that thing is like 1,000 pages. This book is nowhere near that kind of level. So for me, if I were giving like an Amazon review or whatever, or a Goodreads owned by the same company, out of 5 stars, dude, I would give it like a 2.5 on a bad day, and maybe like a 3 out of 5 if I'm feeling it. Like, there are certain points in the book where I'm like, oh, that was nice. I would give it a 3. But holistically, a 2.5 out of 5. It's not amazing, but it's also not terrible. It's what you would describe as just a lukewarm, just average book. Okay, it's not going to blow your mind. And I even had the another TJ Klune book in my wait list on Libby, the free library app. It was titled Under the Whispering Door. But after finishing The House in the Cerulean Sea, I did more research and I did my homework, and come to find out, from what I've seen, almost every single one of TJ Klune's books It hits the same themes, the same energy, and the same atmosphere. So I canceled my hold. I don't plan on reading any more books by TJ Klune because right now I'm not in the mood for more of that. Okay, I think as I'm trying to progress through this reading journey, dude, I want something that hits fast, hits hard, is fast paced. It doesn't matter if it's fiction or nonfiction. I'm not looking for a comfort, slow paced read, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, in a different season of life, maybe that is something that I want, right? And then if that were to be the case, then I would bump it up to like a 3.1 out of 5. But just not my cup of tea right now. But I can absolutely see why the internet loves this book. I really do. But you definitely have to be in the right mindset and mood for this style of storytelling, if that makes sense. So, anyways, what do you think? Did you read The House in Cerulean Sea? What did you think? Me, I'm not really blown away, and it wasn't really memorable. It was okay. Obviously, I think my opinion is so bad, and I'm not trying to sound negative, but I don't know, with how much the internet was hyping this up, dude, I was ready. I was like, dude, this book is gonna be sick. It's gonna be lit. It was not. So I don't know. I guess I had high expectations because everyone else was hyping it up. So maybe I'm the only guy on the internet that feels the way that I do about it. I wouldn't recommend it. Really, I wouldn't recommend it. It's just very average. Anyways, that was a piss poor book review by Amos. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.